Now to Washington, where there are new developments in the investigation into the events surrounding the 2020 election. A grand jury convened by special counsel Jack Smith is looking into former President Donald Trump's alleged efforts to overturn the results of the 2020 election. Trump received a letter a little more than a week ago notifying him that he was a target of that investigation. And now we are learning a vote on whether to indict Trump could come as soon as today. For more, we're joined by NBC News Justice and Intelligence correspondent Ken Dilanian. So, Ken, the grand jury has recently been hearing from witnesses. What can you tell us about that?
Good morning, Joe. That's right. They heard last week from William Russell, a special assistant to the president, not a household name, but someone apparently who was asked questions about President Trump's state of mind and his knowledge about the extent to which he knew there wasn't fraud in the election. And that's just an example of how this investigation has been chugging along, even as Donald Trump got that target letter, which means we are, in fact, on indictment watch. And we know that this grand jury meets on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So, as you said, it's possible it could vote today. We don't know. It's a secret process. But given that Donald Trump got a target letter and almost all recipients of target letters are indicted, we are watching for action today and this week, Joe.
Ken, I want to ask you about another part of the investigation. Bernard Kerik, he was the former New York City police commissioner, worked with Rudy Giuliani to try and find voter fraud after the 2020 election. He has turned over thousands of pages of documents. What do we know about those documents?
Very little, Joe, but it stands to reason that those documents describe Mr. Kerik's efforts to work with Rudy Giuliani in this effort to uncover fraud, which we know did not exist in the 2020 election. And it's really part of the special counsel's effort to gather every stitch of evidence involving these various plots across the country to allege fraud. Kerik was right in the thick of it. And it's also an example of how the investigation goes on and may continue to go on even post-indictment. We know in the other case, in the Mar-a-Lago case, the special counsel is continuing to hear from witnesses even after that case has been indicted. And Mr. Kerik's attorney said that he expects to go in and talk about these documents in 2 weeks with the special counsel. We may very well have an indictment in this case before then, and the special counsel no doubt will still want to hear from Mr. Kerik because it could take a year or more for this case to go to trial, and they will continue to investigate as that unfolds, Joe.
All right. Ken Dilanian. Ken, thank you so much.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.